The second video in a series of videos concerning planetary interaction. This video concerns itself with the ship and/or ships you use to set up and harvest from your planets. There are a couple ships that are typically required to set up and harvest from planets. One is the Eidolon 5, the second is the Epithal. The reason that there are two ships needed is because to place command centers, they each weigh about 1,000 M3 of cargo space. The epithal, which is where you would want to put your harvested materials or your processed materials, doesn't have a cargo space that big. You can do it with rigs and expanded cargo holds, but it just doesn't typically pay, I don't think. This right here in front of you is the Eidolon 5, which is used to carry and set up the command centers and requires Gallente Industrial Skill Level 1 to use. When you get the Gallente Industrial Skill to level 5, you'll have about 30,000 M3, give or take a couple of thousand M3, depending on your fit and rigs, of total cargo space. So at level 5 on PI, you'll typically have a lot of PI materials, way above 30,000, which is why typically most people will use the Epithal, which is the second ship we're going to talk about. It has the same basic requirement, which is Gallente Industrial Skill Level 1 to use, but when you get this trained to Gallente Industrial Skill Level 5, you will have a grand total of 67,500 M3 of PI cargo space. It has essentially the same amount of slots to fit lower and medium and upper, almost the same amount of rigs. It is the T1 version of the Akator. So there's your two ships. Now there is actually a third ship called a Prime or Primee. It looks like the Noctis, and it was out a few years ago when CCP first rolled out planetary interactions. Though at the time I don't think CCP really knew what they wanted to do with PI, because it has a very small cargo space. The max command centers that you can carry is 2 of them, and it has an incredibly small planetary interaction cargo space. There's only like max 2 or 3,000 M3 that you can put in there. So it looks nice rolling out of the garage because a lot of people don't have theirs anymore. You can still buy them here and there, but if you're really going to be doing PI, it's not something you really want to get involved in. The Epithal is the better ship. And that concludes this video.